Yo, what is up folks, TrevorCG here with Jeskai Ascendancy Combo for Pioneer. And yeah, it's another Cori-Steel kind of deck. I've been a little obsessed with this card. I've played it a bunch in Modern, I've played it a bunch and posted a bunch of videos with it in Pioneer. And it's alright, soon Final Fantasy will be out and I can post some videos with it with Final Fantasy cards. But no, in all seriously, there's some other archetypes coming soon. If you're bored of Cori-Steel Cutter, then there should be hopefully some sweet stuff coming through the way. And if you like it, there are also some more sweet decks coming. With some of the equipment stuff in Final Fantasy, it'll be some pretty exciting things, especially for like a hammer, which would be cool. But this is a Jeskai Ascendancy Combo deck. Jeskai Ascendancy, if you're not familiar, blue, red, white for an enchantment. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, creatures you control get +1/+1 and untap. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may draw a card if you discard a card. Untaps and buffs your creatures, draws through your deck, and the idea here is we're playing this, kind of doing like a little bit of like a mini version of what the Modern deck does. This card's seen a ton of play with Cori-Steel Cutter in Modern, and you can just kind of combo kill people, but it also plays into like the fair game plan. Oh, sorry, I should say that Cori-Steel Cutter plays into the fair plan of like Jeskai Ascendancy. We can just like make some tokens, buff them up, beat your opponent down a little bit slower. All very well and good. The actual combo, so we've got Emery, Lurker of the Lock, obviously it enters mills 4, taps, and you choose the artifact in your graveyard to recast. We have Mox Amber, this old chestnut as it will be. If you have 2 Mox Ambers, Emery and Jeskai Ascendancy, that is infinite Mox Ambers, because you keep on tapping the Emery with Jeskai Ascendancy every time you cast one. Sacrifice the one you haven't played to play the one from the graveyard. Emery's infinitely big, so the Jeskai Ascendancy effect. Any tokens you have, infinitely big, all that. That's one combo. The other one, Mox Amber, Retraction Helix, and any creature you have in play. While you have the Jeskai Ascendancy, this says bounce target online permanent. You keep bouncing the Mox Amber, replaying it with Ascendancy to keep on tapping the creature with the Retraction Helix ability. And this all kind of like gets like, oh, that's a cool combo, but this is all going into this like fairer, in quotation marks, Cori-Steel Cutter game plan where we can make tokens. Like obviously 0-mana spells really good. We're playing Mox Amber. I have a blue-red build of this with like Paradoxical Outcome and Aetherflux Reservoir. Maybe a different video. But Amber is like a 0-mana artifact that triggers Cori-Steel Cutter. Obviously great with Emery. Being able to use Emery to find Cori-Steel Cutter, the Mox Amber, and then also like removal spells on creatures like Portable Hole and Skrelv. Skrelv kind of being a like creature to protect Emery and Narset, and also like with Jeskai Ascendancy you can actually like give multiple creatures like can't be blocked by a particular color and actually just like burst through a ton of damage. Which is really good. And then importantly, triggers like is a legendary creature for Mox Amber. In this format, we unfortunately do not have Tamiyo. Tamiyo is fantastic and broken in a few different ways, but yeah, here we are making do what we have. Narset, I did mention blue, red, white for 3/4. Nice, like dodges a decent amount of removal. At the beginning of your end step, you may discard your hand. If you do draw cards equal to the number of spells you cast this turn, or it's kind of makes you want to cast a bunch of spells. Ascendancy, like you want to cast a bunch of spells. If you're not killing your opponent, you're hopefully casting a bunch of spells, and then also lets you redraw them all. In particular, when you like, oh, there's a couple of Mox Ambers, I'm getting stuff back with Emery, you've got quite a lot of value going on. You just like draw some cards at the end of your turn. We do have some like things we want to keep in hand, like the Metallic Rebukes here, which is like a nice disruptive piece. But generally, we're happy playing most of our hand to the board and just redrawing 5. That's really nice. Portable Hole I mentioned is our kind of removal spell of choice for early aggro decks, and obviously Emery helps to find this and cast it out of the graveyard. Pretty cool. 8 cantrips with 4 considers and 4 copies of Opt. It's kind of like a cast through our deck. One thing we're not doing here with Jeskai Ascendancy, we're not actually playing any manlands. In particular with like manlands, Jeskai Ascendancy, once you've animated them, you get to untap them. You get to keep tapping them for mana. You can occasionally like cast through a bunch of cantrips or buffing them. None of that here, because we're playing into the Cori-Steel Cutter game plan. I don't want to have any tap lands in the deck. Maybe it's worth it to have like 1 or 2, but it's like really tricky. And in like there was a point in Modern where Jeskai Ascendancy Combo was playing like Zendikons. There's like Wind Zendikon, which is like a blue enchantment and that turns one of your lands into like a 2/2. It's cute, but yeah, not in this format unfortunately. And then 2 copies of Into the Floodmoor. More kind of like catch-all removal, but in particular being able to bounce things like temporary lockdown game 1 and other problematic like permanents. And then, as I mentioned, the 2 copies of Retraction Helix to have like the older school Jeskai Ascendancy combo. Metallic Rebukes I also mentioned like a nice disruptive piece. Being able to tap like Cori-Steel Cutter and Portable Hole to just like give you this like mana leak for quote unquote 1 mana or yeah, for like 1 mana is like really, really nice. 20 lands here. Like the sources are tricky. We have like 1 Spire of Industry. There's 2 Inspiring Advantages here, which obviously cast red and white, but not all these blue spells. Only 2 copies. Then we've got like fast lands and stuff here. It can be a little awkward. Looking for like a better solve. I don't necessarily want to play more Spires, but it is like solid in the deck. It's a triple colored like paint land effectively. And you get to like put the colorless into like Cori-Steel Cutter sometimes, and that's fine. We'll be taking this into some best of 3 ranks, and so I have a sideboard for you. 3 wear tears, as I did mention. Temporary lockdown is a hell of a beating. Makes us pick all these permanents up. I do get to keep a couple of things, but like they don't do anything about the smaller stuff. And it's obviously just very good by some decks in the format. Versus aggro decks, we've got 2 copies of Pyroclasm and 2 copies of Torch the Tower. 2 more Metallic Rebukes for more comboing or controlling stuff, alongside 2 copies of Spell Pierce. Unlicensed Hearse is our graveyard hate of choice. Torpor Orb, Tormod's Crypt is really, really good as like a 0-mana artifact with like Cori-Steel Cutter. In that blue-red like paradoxical outcome version, I am playing 4 copies. And you can recur it with Emery, which makes it appealing. But needing Emery online, like if you've got Emery online, you should hopefully be winning pretty reasonably anyway. And so Hearse just being repeatable by itself for just like choosing ahead. Last thing. 2 copies of Sahili Sublime Artificer adds like an extra kind of threat here that we can sideboard into. Thought about other planeswalkers or enchantments and stuff, but decided to go with this. Obviously, it does a kind of similar thing where you're casting a bunch of non-creature spells, can just make you part of tokens, and it's really nice when you're being a bit more reactive as well. Pretty cute, pretty cute. That's the deck. Gonna hop into best of 3 ranked games. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to share the video around, tell me you like it. And also, yeah, if you want to see that blue-red like paradoxical outcome version, do let me know in the comments as well. I'm pretty excited about that, but I'm still kind of like tweaking it at the minute. May showcase in a future video. With that in mind, let's get into some games. All right, first match with the Jeskai Ascendancy deck. Guys, again, this is best of 3. We'll see how many matches we have time for. Could be one if it goes super, super long. Could be a few. We'll see. We'll see. And see how the deck performs. Opponent on the play. This is a reasonable hand from us. Like we have like a creature, that is a Yorion. So this portable hole not likely. Depending on the match, it could get some value. Jeskai Ascendancy is like pretty good in general, but if it's not resolving, it's a bit awkward. I'm gonna keep this on the hope that hey, having a hand of 7 cards will get us there. That is a plains. Like a basic plains. Tom T wanting to cast Skrelv and having the 2 Spire buff canals, I would just do you think we're allowed to do. And if he like tax their removal early, we make room for things like Emery to stick later on. That seems fine. If they have portable holes, then we can battle on portable holes. They have double planes. This could be like some kind of... I don't want to read too much into it because they might just have an awkward hand, but... reads like it could be some kind of like mono white Yorion build. Maybe we'll find out. Alright, so Ascendancy coming down next turn. Obviously the white would imply... okay, yeah. I have to assume they're playing mono white Yorion. And they have portable hole again. No. Okay. When we battle over these, we should hopefully get to stick the Ascendancy. And we'll see what happens after that. Let's say opponent controls. Sure. Okay, if this is mono white, then we should hopefully have a reasonable matchup. The worry is they assemble something like 9 lives and like the enchantment combo, like 9 lives solemnity. I'm not confident in that at all. We'll go ahead and make this. Alright, we have a second one. Just because I didn't see, not bad in multiples. Even with like retraction helix, that kind of element. Obviously, making a creature too big and getting to loot twice. Both of those things very good. Sorry, I just knocked my microphone a bit. Hopefully that's still okay. Okay, so this is a Unite Battlefront deck. It looks like they're playing the... I keep saying Solemnity. It might not be Solemnity. Okay, no, never mind. Perilous there and Takasha's Welcome. Interesting. The Welcome definitely reads more into like some kind of like tokens kind of build. The problem is we kind of need our mana. I'd love to be able to use a Sotawara to do something like cool with, but I think we need it. They have the Paralysis Snare here. I'm gonna cast this. We might do some battling then on their end step. Yeah, so Battlefront I think is really good in like mono white enchantments. You can find both halves of kind of like the 9 lives combo, which is cool in itself, but it also just like finds you win conditions, things like that too. Caretaker's Talent, all this stuff really, really good. There's also a line here where we like get our Skrelv back and go fishing. Builder's Talent makes like just all over us. This is once per turn, I think, yeah. But now they're really popping off. Okay. So we like bouncing some looting in. I don't want to bounce the snare particularly. Area of the hole would be fine. Because we can actually bounce the hole and then use some scuffed stuff to kind of get to some retraction helix line. And then we try to... Let me try to what? Oh, go through some like Narset. Go for like a Narset, draw a couple of cards turn. Alright, we're gonna try this. We'll see how this goes. I'm gonna give them a fish for this. Also, I guess the upside of this is that it happens on their turn. We'll take the action here. Ooh, Emery also pretty good, but they might have some kind of wrath effects. Okay. I'm gonna discard the Emery. Yeah, actually. Huh. The thing is, if we made this really difficult. If we cast the Cori-Steel cutter, they're gonna portable hole it. We can Skrelv to bounce that. Doesn't sound good. Yeah, I think I like this line where you just make them pick some stuff up. We're like discarding the steel cutter here though. Okay, do a little bit of fishing. So if we make the Cori-Steel cutter, we're definitely like losing it. If we go Cori-Steel cutter into like a retraction helix line, we can do that, but don't have a. Maybe I rushed. Maybe he should. That's not. It's hard because it's hard to like be like, oh right, yeah, I topped out this Cori-Steel cutter, so I should have done all this stuff differently. But maybe we shouldn't have gone for getting the Skrelv back that turn. If we knew it was on top of our deck, we maybe take a completely different line and try and protect it. Because the other thing we did was bounce the portable hole. The other upside of all of this is that if we get to keep the Narset in play, it's huge. I don't know how likely that is, but at least it's not down to the portable hole. That's at least good. So we'll see. I was like, wait, does that one fly? Because it's got like a bird in the picture, but no, of course not. There is any flying wall, I think. See a portable hole. Yeah, I mean, if we get to keep the Narset, we've used one retraction helix. Big thunk. Okay, so we have portable hole here. We can get the Skrelv back, but it's not going haste. Okay, I'm going to lead by casting Opt. You might want to put up a whole token. Resolve out. I don't really want to scroll. You can put together like mini sometimes with Narset as well, where you're kind of like, alright, cool. I'm gonna. Oh, you dumbass. I can cast a scroll. Oh, that's the Mox Amber. I think this is a good wall away. If we get a Wandering Emperor, we get Wandering Emperor. I'm very sad and feel very stupid. Yeah, we gotta cast the scroll here. It's still something sick, but I forgot that we had white mana after the last set. Yeah. Interesting, interesting. This is a great many lands. One thing we do here is then like try and like get work into like a double ascendancy turn, but it all kind of revolves on with whether we have this Narset or not. Into the flood, more importantly, can't target your own stuff. Okay. The downside to bouncing this is that if we don't manage to find a way to win the game, the Parallel Snare then gets the Alex on our set. Also kind of giving them infinite cards. There was a line where I bounced this. I don't think there was enough value there. Alright, I know this is bad. If they have a... I'm not 100 that they played a land this turn. Like, have they played a land? They have a portable hole. Definitely the Mox is decent for them. I really want to play with the blue-red version set now. Ran out a bit. Okay, so we have Ascendancy. Have a land. Let's cast this. Alright, Ascendancy number 2. Yeah, if we had the Mox Amber, we're not bouncing enough of these things, I think. Maybe do keep all of this? Because if we're gonna, the thing that this does also let us do is that next turn, I say this is gonna get things away. It can bounce itself. That's kind of meta. Decline this. I should free up a creature, don't I? Feels very stupid. I'm not gonna loot here because you might hit something important and have to discard it. So if the top card of our deck's good, then we can. This is some next level plays. They try and save our own Narset. The joke's on you. That's our second retraction here. Really need a Cori-Steel kind of like ASAP. I feel like I messed up earlier. The turn, like, well, no, because you need to keep hold of it somehow. Well, what I messed up doing was being impatient and just like tempo, like it wasn't a tempo bounce to scroll, but it was like I have a Jeskai Ascendancy, we can maybe do something. This is very good. You've not seen tokens yet. I played like a blue green white token deck with a cage with like crate hoof and that kind of thing. That was like was really sweet. Check that out. This is a little bit too on the nose. Not like I'm too. I don't want to make a video with this. It's too meta or something. I will loot here in the bin. And again, Emery over Consider is good. Emery over Narset might be better actually. This leaves us like a line to win the game. Okay. I mean, we have lethal in play, in theory. This is mana value? What? I thought it was power. I think it was closer to 6 mana Elspeth than that. Okay, those are big. Maybe we have to cast a spell now. Oh. 20. And I'll cast this. I don't think we have any outs, to be honest. I think we have one into the flood more. I don't know if that helps us even. Well, to make myself feel better, we had a lethal here a couple of different ways. But, yeah, okay. Let's go to postboard. Hopefully we can do a little better then. That was 15 minutes, so we might not get another game. I want the Rebukes. I want the Huertas. I want the Sahelis. Paracosms are interesting because like sweeping that board is good. Spell pierces. The targeted like spot removal type stuff. Like as when we're bringing in the Rare and Tears, I don't think we need to be like worrying about tempo bouncing stuff with into the flood more. And I think we just like don't fight the portable whole game because it might have some larger mass artifact enchantment stuff. Maybe cut like one Ascendancy because it's gonna be like clunky post boards. And then I'm like, oh yeah, these are a pile of cards that we have in our deck. Yeah. This is kind of the problem. It's like we can't actually board in that much stuff. And like down these, down like a Narset. I think cutting down 2 Skrull. We have enough things here. The card itself is gonna stay in. I don't know about the the Pyroclasm. I think this is unreasonable. They're just gonna make 1 token at a time. This isn't worth it. And I think I'm gonna trim a couple of opts basically. Well, I'm still tempted about into the flood more. I think it's reasonable to okay. Being able to bounce to like use temporary lockdown to reset off of it is fine. Cutting like this. A little clunky. I think on the draw we could maybe board out our land, but yeah. Not on the play. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Sorry, my voice is just done, apparently. Okay. We have like Saheeli here and some very meh cards. I don't really want to mulligan this. This hand in itself doesn't really do anything, is the problem. I think I will mulligan. This is on the face of it better. But yeah, in theory, this is like a combo hand. Lol. Okay, so there's the hole. I'll play the spy buff here. Life doesn't matter that much. Let me think about whether our plan is to jam Ascendancy. We'll see what our opponent does here. Okay, they pass through their main phase to play the land. I will consider now. Alright, I'm gonna play Ascendancy, and then like if they have room off of that, we can try and get some kind of 2-for-1, depending on what it is. Obviously this is an artifact. Or if they play like a 3-mana and like tokens better enchantment, we can get the 2-for-1 that way. Alright, we can now do that and hold up Spell Pierce, so I will do both sides of this. Feels good. I'll loot. Alright. Let me see go. Kind of like, would it be a good time to hit like something like an Emery? Depending on how they've boarded, this will get Spell Pierce. We can't let them just get 2 things for free. This card is really cool in this kind of decks. I'm going to decline at this point. Again, there's some cards that we just really want to make sure we draw. Putting effectively random cards in a graveyard, like this is a pretty interesting one. I don't know if I want to ever extend to this. Where's they go? Oh gosh. Is my client crashing? What's happened? Okay. I don't mind this so much. I'll protect itself. Might as well attack. And then this taps for the extra thing for improv for the rebuke. At this point where I'm like, maybe we should be playing like Treasure Cruisers. Traditionally, I will do this. Trigger here. But like, it'd be good to have like, it'd be nice to have some cruisers on our deck just so we can go commit to that. Emery's a very good draw. We can do some Emery and Cori-Steel cutter, by the way. There's some shenanigans. We didn't hit an artifact, but in theory you can like haste this, and then get something back, and then trigger the Cori-Steel cutter again, which would be cool. No showcasing that today, unless they decide to kill our Scrolf. Okay. Attacking a Scrolf there is a bit sus. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm happy with this. That was a bit weird. They had like a non-interactive hand. They scooped that. We were hellbent with like nothing in play basically. With like Emery and nothing else. So, hey. Alright, this hand we'll keep off the back of the double steel cutter. We'll see how it actually plays out for us. In theory, it could be quite good, but sometimes could be quite bad. Wise man once said. What we got? Yeah, I think we kind of got away with one there a little bit. In hindsight, could have done a little bit better. Okay. Let's just take the 2 here. So we can Retraction Helix their token. We don't want to do that unless it's tapped. Oh, that's annoying. How are we dealing with that one? Alright. Well, this lets us Metallic Rebuke still. This stuff is fine, but we need to find an answer for the High Noon before we go anywhere else. We'll go ahead and do this. We're not helping ourselves a ton here. Yeah. Oh, we know we have answers, but we also need a white source. Which is not trivial. Yep, we'll take the 1. Here we go. Cook in. the war spell resolves, they've got nothing that really triggers off of it. They just get a planes. And they are on 4 lands. If they now try and 3 mana thing, then we can like... Okay, Yorian's not bad. Uncastable spells, not it. Alright, we kept the double Cori-Steel hand. Would have been quite nice. Now looking very sus. We do have some interaction, and they're not killing us very quickly, but yeah, doesn't look great. Doesn't look great. Is it? Jeskai mana is not perfect. I mean, the mana is like pretty good in Pioneer, but still, like, oh, you still can get draw unless you're playing. The actual problem here is that the start of your engines might be relevant. I'm gonna have to let this resolve and take a cut out. It's gonna take us a long while to battle through the Birth of Manoptus. Yeah. Sure. Like, fighting over this is not worthwhile. Alright, we found untap land. Doesn't do the thing I wanted. Then also not doing a ton of these in play either. We want to be able to rebuke the Yorian. I'm just gonna cast Skrelv. Like, cool, we got the white source. Now we need a wear tear. Or similar. Kind of effect. Oh dear. Ossification. Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna shield down to cast on our set. Try and set us up so we actually have something good in play. The issue here is that it takes us off of... I'm gonna decline this. It takes us off of the Metallic Rebuke. We have Spell Pierce for like Elspeth in theory, but if they decide to Yorian this turn, it's like, okay, yeah, that's tough. And just cycle through some removal. This itself isn't that bad. I'm surprised they not sacked this carrot cake yet, because this, like, maybe it's because they have some kind of wrath effect. I don't know. Alright. We got cantrips to cast. This has to get rebooked. Alright. Like I said, the Perilous Snare actually starts becoming a relevant clock here. Okay, now we've used that. We can Ascendancy now and then look to like consider on their turn and to loot some of these away. We're kind of down to the wire. I know. But there's also some potential for us to be able to put together something lethal. That should be good. We just need to deal with the high noon first. Uh-oh. Right. They blinking with high noon, that'd be kind of sick. Yeah, the box hammer is like an important piece. Oh, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just had to find an answer for that. I can't. Ah. Sorry. I've knocked my mic again. I'm sure there's a way we could get around here earlier. Get a 1 here. Yeah, like if we'd be able to keep a creature in play, we could be able to retraction helix it, then a turn bounce the high noon, that would have worked out, but just not every time. Sure, you got it. The backup high noon is too good. Yeah, we drew land anyway. Alright, second match here. That was pretty rough. With the high noon lock, the last game was brutal. And we could have played a little bit better, but okay. Alright, this hand looks actually pretty decent. Unknown opponent, we're on the play, need to find a red source. Have Emery and Jeskai Ascendancy and Narset. I feel like reasonable about that. But yeah, obviously, we like the red source, we'd like to have like an artifact, but Emery does stuff. Just leave this in Chrome Coast and fire off this Orbs instead. Green, white, some variety, maybe tokens. Mentioned I was showcasing a token deck on the channel fairly recently. Okay. Play this Steam as tapped. We have our Jeskai colors. Now the question is like, do we jam Emery or do we jam Jeskai Ascendancy? Ah, Bishop. So it's Angels. Angels are interesting. We can out damage Angels. I think I should run out of the Emery. Okay. You're not showing me anything. Okay, we hit a cutter on the way down as well, which is kind of nice. Depends how much time we're given by our Angel's opponent. Okay, so they go Angel. They're not going to try and just exile the Emery straight away. So they leave us open to finding a line potentially. Like, we will go ahead and cast the cutter. Do this. That's okay, so do we want to try and use this Emery to find another one? Which we can do. So putting the Otawara, or do we want to consider here? I think because we want to try and win the game. I think that we run this gambit. I'll keep this one. Alright, find a second color, which is pretty good. Was looking for like a Mox Amber, or potentially 2 Mox Ambers to win the game. And yeah, so if we've got Coco here, we might see our opponent. Okay, we've got Enduring Innocence. Okay, just Innocence is really good for us. But then we have some choices to make. Again, Emery did hit another kill, hit another cutter. I feel it'd be rude not to play into this. Let's go ahead and cast it. And we can't land Ascendancy here. Let's go ahead. I will consider. We can do some of this. Ooh, Portable Hole is kind of nice, I'll be honest. I'll now go ahead and hold the bishop. And make some reasonably free attacks. Put some good pressure. So this is kind of the fair game plan. If we hit Opal, if we hit a couple of Mox Ambers, we'd be able to win the game this turn. But we have the fair plan with Cori-Steel anyway. Emery's like a big part of the deck. Yeah. These things are good. They have another Cutter Company. Like, Elf triggers the Innocence. This card is like a bit of a... It's been like a... Like, putting even more power in the Angels deck, and then also giving a bunch of other decks like space to shine. Either like the green, like the more fair... Oh no. Green White Company stuff. Or, they're gonna take a Cutter here, or are they gonna take something else? They go for the hole. Yeah, the life total is going to be pretty high, huh? Right. Okay. Couple of things. We have a Jeskai Ascendancy. Skrelv. They have green and white creatures. Skrelv we could use to get protection and kind of try and do our thing. So I think I'm going to lead off with Emery. We want to keep the non-summoning sick one here. Okay. Let's cast Jeskai Ascendancy. We'll move these across. Alright. We're gonna cast Mox Hammer from the graveyard. We got some triggers. Alright, draw. Oh! That's brutal. We hit. Yeah, they're skipping. They know what's up. We can loop this forever and then hit them with a bunch of thousand tramplers or whatever. Okay, versus Angels. This is pretty tricky. I think we kind of need the torches. The Pyroclasms do literally nothing. The torches are somewhat relevant. The Interthermals can slow them down a little bit. Our main game plan is going to be pretty reasonable. Portable hole hits like Bishop, which is too important to really cut it, and the Elves. And then like, okay, what do we actually want here? The Rebukes, we want to be able to counter Collector Company. Do we need alternate win conditions? We could bring in the Sahelis. Do we think they're going to bring in Artifact Enhancement and Based Hatred? No, we don't want to bring these into kill the Eidolons, so we just want to try and find room to fit these things in. Nos is a little tricky here. I'm going to cut down a little bit. I'm going to trim on Skrells. They don't really do anything in the matchup. Maybe like... No. They're not playing really like intense creature removal. I think that's fine. It's just a bit of a dead card. And then 2 more cuts. I trimmed 1 Narset. We still want to keep all this stuff. The Healy's not fantastic, so I can just attack it. It's only good if we're already clearing the battlefield. Okay, I'm kind of off of these. We're still either winning wide with Cori-Steel Cutter or going for combo. And versus Angels in particular, a lot of the time you have to go actually through the combo if we don't hit our like few like small number of removal spells. So hey, we're looking to combo and stop our opponent from stopping us from comboing. But we are on the draw to start with. This is a 1-lander. This is a 1-lander with Cori-Steel Cutter. We've got 3 cantrips and we're on the draw. We get a couple of good looks before we kind of get rolled. We need a red source. Past that, if the hand hits, we have Metallic Rebuke and Narset. So we get Draw Step, and then 2 more cards from Consider, and then another card. We get 4 cards. I'm gonna risk keeping this. Because if we hit with over we got like 4 draw steps. 20 lands. Like a good amount of sources. If we need to, we can then go cantrip again. We hit a land straight away, which is nice, but we need a red source really. No mana creature on our opponent's side. Let's say go here. If they bring in ruler law effects, that'd be wild, right? There is a creature that does it. Guide is fine. Opt. Alright, find a red source. Nice. Didn't find the Mox Amber or whatever, but that's okay. Just gonna run Cori-Steel Cutter out. And then next turn, hopefully we can like make a token, hold up Metallic Rebuke, or go in on like a... Or we can like cast Narset and try and set up for like a big turn. I say they've kind of got like a bit of a slower hand. They might well have like some kind of remove... Okay, no. Valkyrie. We have Torch for this. This is a bit of a weird one. I think I want to do it like this, right? Yeah, I want to like upkeep torch the guider. Second flash. This is basically to get get the extra spell on Cori-Steel Cutter. Bit of an awkward one. It's like very like telegraphed. But if they don't like cast into the Metallic Rebuke, we can just consider. That's fine too. But we're like hoping they're gonna commit to like a collector company. Depends what they think we have. Okay, not super exciting. The portable hole doesn't really do anything. I want to take more damage. We need to be able to Metallic Rebuke here. Okay. And they're getting a little unheavy. If they don't have collector company, then we've got to be in a pretty good spot. But yeah. Realize we should attack this in. I probably nothing. Yeah, we're big. I'll leave open red mana just so it. Hey, we do get to move this across. Basically played in a way where we get the token. That's fine. We're just kind of losing equity on our set, kind of with the cantrips having to go. Bye-bye. Okay. Alright, well we can win the game with the rest in peace. Because we know we have Retraction Helix in our deck. We also have a portable hull. So actually, draw this. Bounce this, or do we just like pay 4? We care about flood more. Maybe the answer is that we don't. Maybe that's the answer. Not sure. I'm gonna use the nice ability here. Like I said, we have a line to win with the Jeskai Ascendancy Combo without this stuff. And just like finding more spells at this point is... Oh, they had a company. Excuse me. A company without the Valkyrie in play is so much worse. Because of course you could just draw into all of them. Also a possibility. Okay, the Emery admittedly is worse when we don't have the... Tricky game. Get me out of here. They have a cabin? Wait, no. Okay. I was like, wait, was that uncounterable? We'll take action here, we'll loot and go away. They have the elf. I'm so stupid. Alright, okay. It's alright, the game's totally winnable. Yeah, okay. Alright, we kind of got max punished because they like untapped thing Coco and then hit the 2 Valkyries for the worst possible, and then also if we don't cast Rebuke there, it was still just dead. Awkward. So we see Rest in Peace. Okay, that's fine. Rebukes. I don't really want to get saddled with a bunch of spell pieces in my hand, even though it's good against elements of the deck. So maybe we do just bring in Wear Tears. We've got the portable holes in the deck though. I'm kind of okay with it. And like I said, we have the like Retraction Helix Mox Amber version of the win. Yeah, I think I'm happy enough with this. Yeah, the Sahili would be a lot better if they hit. Because other creatures are flying and they just get to attack us over the top for free. And the Sahili just kind of immediately dies. Rather than getting value off of it. So we're on the play. We'll go ahead and keep this. I feel like early Emery, Pile Cantrips does really kind of need an artifact to shine. But we're hoping to find one of those. Alright, they have Mana Dork. Oh, okay. Not the set of Emerys. This is maybe the most killing draw of them all. I'm going to consider main phase here. Ah! Oh no. Disaster. Okay. Not as much of a disaster, but still not great. See how punishing their hand is. Just bishop. Double Retraction Helix. Alright. Okay. This is kind of good because it lets us go steal kind of Emery next turn. But there are so many problems with this. We just lose, not just insta lose, but like collect a company into a bunch of things that kind of turn the lights out is a little rough. But it is collect a company. Sometimes it hits and sometimes it misses. Steel Cutter also, oh, we hit Mox Amber. Alright, here's an Emery. Interesting. Alright, well if they don't have Rest in Peace here, we have some pretty interesting lines. Slightly also good. They're gonna take the Cori-Steel cover. Yeah, we can't really do anything with that. There's a Rest in Peace. Okay, so your cutter. Um. Depends if we think we can hit something off of Emery. Or has they got 4 cards left in hand? Just so easy for this to work out badly. So if we go blue, Helix here. This can bounce. We could also go for like a aggro line. This stuff. So they have no creatures that matter in play, as it were. But what we've done here is we've left open Emery and Retraction Helix. One Retraction Helix is exiled. We're going to exile another one. If that does happen, they're at 6. We need Jeskai Ascendancy for this to be a combo. These are good, but not without any of the things that give you life when Angel into battlefield. Guider. So we can go Helix. Bounce Rest in Peace here. Both ways we kind of need it. Both ways we kind of need to have Jeskai Ascendancy. One of the other alternatives is that we go like Helix, Bounce, Skyclave. I think we get untap and take a draw step. Okay. Rebuke's interesting but not fantastic. There's a 1 mana counter spell. But I think first point of order is drop Emery through the floor. Do we want to try and yeah, okay. Just like which exile some cards here. Basically like here are some attacks. I will rebuke. They want to keep their Spell Angels alive. We only actually have 1 cutter, so this attack isn't that great. We don't know what last card in our hand is. And a triple block, we're gonna kill our Spell Angel. Maybe the secret is that we kill the Guider. No, because they got the Llanowar Elf. Alright, we keep some tokens. Let's go. It's not really enough. They can crack them with the Respondent Angel if they have nothing else to do. If they have anything else to do that's not Collected Company, we can't Metallic Rebuke it. Okay. They can do this in combat now. I think we just let go. If they have the Coco, then rough. But they're holding their Respondent Angel to activate the ability in combat. It's pretty sneaky. Sneaky like. This is really good. It means we only have one turn. We can turn off Rip. Does that do anything? We can cast this. Can we cast this counter cast from the graveyard? The 2 artifacts. Two. Blue. Yes, we go white. Cast this. With full control. Then we're gonna cast. We want to use red, blue, this, targeting this, yes, submit, tapping the Cori-Steel cutter, auto pay. Sure. I'm so stupid. This is as good as we can do. They can have. Nah, we good. Not. It wasn't even a lethal attack. Okay. Alright. Okay. We are 0-2 with this Jeskai Ascendancy deck. I've played it a bunch in Best of 1 and a bit of Best of 3 and done like relatively well with it. There are some like pretty clear holes, like Skrell was a bit awkward, and not having like a good early creature that plays well with Emery and with kind of the other elements of the deck and with the Ascendancy is like awkward. Skrell does do some really cool stuff. Being able to protect Emery is good. Being able to like, when you're kind of like trying to get like a kill turn, you also give your creatures protection and untap it. It's pretty cool that way, but the deck's trying to do a lot of things, a lot of moving parts, and like without like the Tamiyo kind of fact you got, and well, in Modern you get Tamiyo Mox Opal, not really comparable, and Bauble and all this other stuff, but hey, deck's still like pretty cool here. I promise you it is better than it's looked in these 2 games. I'd play more and try and get some wins recorded for you, but after that Saturday package has destroyed my mental. It's also like 1 AM here. So that's going to be it for today. The individual parts, like Narset, is a little awkward sometimes, but when you can draw a lot of cards off of it. Rebuke's been like decent. I think it's maybe better as a sideboard card, and these in the main can be more devoted to like the combo type stuff. More Helixes to have more options to Helix win. I guess that actually like we should maybe play some number of other like bounceable artifacts that we can like Helix combo with here. And play like some Tormod's Crypts or something in the main deck. Like I said, I've got a blue-red version, actually. And let me just... So, like, overall, I think the deck, like, itself has performed, like, okay-ish. We had some really awkward draws, too. And, like, sideboard-wise, like, maybe we need more wear tears. the like aggro plan with the Pyroclasms and Torture Towers, we'll see. I'm not too sure on. The Rebukes I think are really good out of the sideboard, but like in the main deck you just kind of need to be all in the combo in this format. The Heelys in the Angels matchup we saw, like the problem in the Angels matchup specifically is that they can attack them over the top. Whereas we're going to try and like go up the ground with the Helian tokens, so these don't really come in like the matchup, but are going to be great on others. And like the Hearses versus Graveyard decks should be like pretty decent. What I was going to do was show you the blue-red version of the blue-red kind of. This is the current masterpiece that I'm working on, and it is a blue-red Cori-Steel deck playing Emery with like more 0-mana artifacts, because we're doing Aether Flux Reservoir paradoxical outcome nonsense. So you can like kill by making a load of tokens with Cori-Steel Cutter and just like picking up and putting down a bunch of 0-mana artifacts, or you can like go and like Aether Flux Reservoir, kill that way, depending on how your draw plays out. You can do things like Worth for Cori-Steel. There's like Illusion Extruder here. You can go make a bunch of golems. Iconoclast, you can make a bunch of tokens here. Sai makes a bunch of Thopters, and there's some like neat like tutor targets as well. This version's playing like all 0-mana like 9 0-mana artifacts specifically, with the outcome, and like a bunch of these make like prototype Springleaf Drum and Mox Amber to give us like more mana sources. Deck is really cool, but still a work in progress. Let me know in the comments if you want to see some of this. I know that I've posted like a pile of different Cori-Steel decks in the ring. Apart from like, there was a Jeskai Revelation control deck in the middle of that, but this card is super fun to play with. And hey, the Jeskai version, like the Ascendancy Combo stuff, didn't really come together for us here. We had like one game out of the 5 we played. But hey, I think the deck is solid. It just needs, it's a lot of moving parts, and it's just cleaning up a little bit. We can get there. Like I said, like cutting the Rebukes, working out like a different creature to play instead of Skrelv. There's probably some good options, whether that's things like Philology Archaeologist or like going and playing into the Otter plan a little bit. The trick is like having a creature that plays well with Jeskai Ascendancy and Emery that also enables like Mox Amber. It's just having a legendary creature that can do that well. While like, and maybe it leads into like another alternate game plan where we're like having to play like a more aggressive legendary creature to like go into the Cori-Steel plan, but I'm not sure yet. So looking for ideas, absolutely. Hope you enjoyed the video still. If you did, please do like, subscribe, share it around. All that stuff helps a ton. And yeah, I'm checking out because I'm a bit mentally boomed after that last game. So hey, have a great day. Peace out. Take care. Thanks for watching.